All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about
we left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, you know. So
I'll dive in with the intro and set you up with your high energy straight to APL because he's got a lot to say.
I've got time today. I've got things to say.
I've got time.
Yo, UFC 278 review show with the King's Court. It's your guy Obasogi. APL is awake. He's with us.
I'm awake. I'm alive, boys. I'm alive.
Energy.
Ladies.
Energy gang, Marty here. Yo, straight to APL. Can't even play. This is like the morning after the night before. APL. He's wearing his green. I'm not sure if he's representing the green of Niger or the green of Jamaica, but he's coming with the energy. Yo, is APL, was that the biggest shock in UFC history, championship history?
I heard Joe Rogan say that, right? And I was like, I'm not sure. But then when I looked back at it, yeah, it was. Because, do you know why? Because even in the corner, it was from round 2, Marty, that his coach was saying, don't let him bully you.
Yeah.
I think it was round 2, wasn't it?
I think it was round 2 or round 3. Yeah.
Those rounds. And from round 2 to round 5, as it happened, he was getting absolutely just murdered everywhere.
Leon was getting...
He was getting murdered everywhere. And what annoys me the most about it is I hate when luck like this happens.
One second. Just because we just jumped right in. Well, we're referring to the main event.
Sorry.
The welterweight championship fight. Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare versus Leon Rocky Edwards. And let's just say the Nigerian Nightmare had a nightmare. Sorry, I had to just go back on the intro because APL's energy just went straight in. So, yes, back to you, APL.
Okay, for chronological purposes, round 1, Leon came out strong. Yeah, he came out strong.
Perfect round.
Yeah.
Perfect. If you think about all the since Usman's been on top, no one has dominated a round against Usman the way Leon just. That round was perfection. Let's put it out there.
He took advantage of that small mistake Usman did on the ground, and he took advantage of it and capitalized. So fair play to him. Still strong, he studied his energy and all that good stuff. But from round 2, Usman came out like the champion he is. He came out like he tested me in round 1, so you're about to find out who's got the dog with him. And then just carried on the same way because Leon just got. I don't know whether he got tired or what. I don't know, but the head kick. It's just so frustrating because it's such a small mistake that Usman did. Like, he wasn't too close and he wasn't too far. It was like a no man's land type of situation. And it reminds me exactly of the same situation with Jones and Cormier. Do you know when, I think it was the second fight when Jones was like, I'm going to knock you out with a head kick. And I'm so frustrated because Leon doesn't have that air of invincibility about him. Do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have that.
It doesn't matter.
He doesn't have that aura. Like he doesn't have that aura about. Like I said, I texted the group. I said, Kobe beats this guy. By the way, like even if Usman in the rematch he doesn't win, Kobe beats him. In my personal opinion, I think Hamza as well could pose him a load of different problems. So for me, I just think it was one of those lightning struck for Leon. Like it's one of I was dozing off. I was like, a minute left. I was about to text the group. What was I was going to say? I don't know what I was going to say.
As well, minute 30, I was going to be like, I'm with you. My eyes were glazed over. Funnily enough, watching the whole fight, you know how in the last episode, Marty and I were talking about when Usman fights, we're getting heart palpitations, we're leaning on the edge of our seat, we're sweating, mouth's dry, lips are dry, getting all cracked up, looking like a crackhead because we're just agitated. I'm not going to lie, for some reason, the confidence level I had, I was so calm.
It was 100.
I was, even after round 1, I wasn't leaning forwards. I was like this. I was just chilling. I was literally like a calm observer. Almost felt like a neutral, which is weird for me because obviously Usman's my guy, Nigerian brother. So I was that's the level of confidence I had that even after round 1, even when they were hand fighting and he was trying to get his neck, I was like, it's 30 seconds to left.
What does that say about your welterweight champion? What does that say about your welterweight champion?
Invincibility, back to your point, where I just felt that he's fine. he's fine. He's gonna get out of this round. This is the only one Leon's gonna get. That's literally what I was thinking. I wasn't agitated. I was calm. I even had my Fitbit on. My heart rate was resting at 74 BPM. I was chilling. But bearing in mind, obviously, I woke up literally just in time to see Bruce announcing Usman. So I was like, oh, so I didn't have any adrenaline in me from the fights before, maybe. So maybe, and I didn't even see the ring walk. So maybe that has a lot to do with it, where, the build up to the fight, you're like, oh my God, my guy's coming, my guy's coming. I literally just woke up. I thought, oh, the main fight might be on now. Put the TV on. Kamaru! I was like, wow, look at that timing. My body was in sync. My body, and I didn't even have to rewind like a second. Like, when sometimes you just miss it and you go, oh, no. Spoiler, I've missed the first minute. Me, I woke up. His name has been announced. I was like, this is calm. So I was sat back. I was very chilled. And then I thought, in my head, I was thinking, when it got to round 4, I was like, wow, this has been a comfy ride for Kamaru. It's exactly what I called. It was, Leon had his chance in round 1 to bring things left field. He surprised everyone. Fantastic takedown. I love this tactic of going for the lead leg. I was like, makes complete sense. Just keep peppering that lead leg of Kamaru Usman. And then, with the teat kicks as well, I thought, oh, this could make things uncomfortable. But then after, like you said, round 2 and onwards, it was exactly what, it was almost like a repeat of the first fight with a little bit of stand-up in there. It was getting absolutely dominated, looked comfortable. Love Herb Dean as a ref as well, because he caught on everything. That there was a couple of times where Leon was going in the glove with the thumb, say take your thumbs out, and the cage, when it actually affected that momentum. I was like, Herb Dean, what a referee! He saw everything, and there was a few times even Kamaru was doing the same with defense, and he got caught every time. So Herb Dean, top of the game ref. But that kick, come on! I actually personally, and I think Teddy Atlas posted it, and I agree with him. I don't think Kamaru made a mistake. I just think he was in boxing mode. He saw the left. And it's almost exactly what he did for Masvidal. He did the little... You remember what he did, Masvidal? He covered his vision, faked it. Masvidal reacted, and then the right came round. Leon basically did that, but it was a kick. And back to the amazing analysis of DC, had Kamaru Usman not been in his comfort level where, like you just said, he's in mid-range, if he'd been advancing, that kick would have just gone round his head. And if he'd been defending, it would have just gone that. But it was the fact that he was literally in cruise control. It was almost exactly like Leon against Nate, where you're not advancing, but you're not going backwards. You're comfy, and he's in front of him, and he's reacted rightly so to the left jab, going put his hand up, and then has almost forgotten that it's MMA, forgotten that actually it's not. You're blocking the punch, and you can see the guy's other fist, so you know you're in a safe place. But that kick could not have landed, like you said, lightning strike. And the fact that Usman went down, he was in the shadow realm with his eyes wide open.
Bro, he was still dazed, even when he was walking out.
Complete denial.
Yeah, big time. He went to the same place that he sent Masvidal. That's where he went. He went to knock and look for Masvidal. like
he's playing knockdown gingers with Street Jesus right now.
That's it. Like,
there's anybody there.
Like, I'm sorry. I just need to take a minute because
who rose, who fell, who goes
to
jail,
we need to
who
put
don't
respect on his name.
Did you ever hear the story about Leon? I said Leon, they said Leon. He was from the flats of the...
On Leon, yeah. I'm sorry, we have to, give credit where credit is due. People coming out here, APL, I'm not for that. We're talking about Colby, we're talking about Chimaev. Man's just won the welterweight championship of the world. We might feel a certain way about it, but this guy has had a journey, and that kick, as we're saying, that kick, it might have been luck, but he set it up. He meant to do that. Everything that he did, he meant to do. First one, I was different to you, Suggy, in terms of I was quite nervous after that first one. I was just like, what's going on here? And even round 2, I thought was quite competitive. He did well. Obviously, he lost it. Usman did better than him, but round 2, I thought, okay, it's quite competitive. And then after that, yeah, Usman did what Usman does. But I'm sorry, in that last round, in between rounds going into the 5th, and his coach is basically just like you've got to do it, leave it on the line, sort of thing. And we were texting in terms of, let's see if he's got that dog in him. Round 4, yeah, he didn't look like he had that dog in him at all. Even round 5, it didn't look like he had that dog.
He was done. And when we talk about
When
we talk about body language, I'll talk about the co-main. But to focus on that, mentally, he was done. He was done. I don't care what anyone says. His shoulders are like that. He's looking down. He was done. This was at the end of 3. He was done. 4, he was definitely done. Yes, the coaches are paid to, they did what they said, what they had to say. That was no way rejuvenated him at all. He came in the round and he was like that. He was like his shoulders went in. He looked like it's done here for me. For me, like I was like, he's done. I put it in a group. I said he's done. Right. Body language is everything. He was done. And as much as I get he set it up and everything else, I'm with APL. I'm 100%. It was pure luck. It was luck.
Yeah, maybe I should rephrase it. Like you said, Marty, yeah, he's trained it countless thousands of times even. So he's done it in his sleep. But what I'm saying, in terms of the luck factor of it, is you could tell by his reaction that he didn't expect it. Like, even after he saw that Kamaru was on the floor, he started running around the cage and doing the whole money stuff. Like, you could just tell it didn't come from a place of, I knew I was going to do it.
And that's the reaction. His reaction was me when I buy a lot. If I bought a lottery ticket and I win a tenner, that's how I'm reacting. Let alone the millions. So he's just picked up a lottery ticket, and he's like, oh yeah, it was. I set that up because I spent that £2 buying that ticket. I knew this week was my week. Come on, he's fronting. There's no way. Like, for me, I get it. 100%. He's trained multiple times. He set that up. But when that's landed, the pure, like, go back and watch it. It's pure, oh my gosh, what happened there? What? I just did it.
Nah, I know. The description of it is taken away from it.
You want me to tell you why? The Jones and Cormier fight, right? Cormier told, Jones told everyone that would listen, I'm going to knock Cormier out. When that head kick landed, because obviously Cormier didn't go out fully, right? Because he followed up with like a few punches and elbows, but you could tell the crowd wasn't even shocked. Like, no.
Yeah. Don't let's. But that's got nothing to do with it. That's got.
Let's put that aside. Leon, in himself, deep down, I believe, he knew that fight was only going one way.
Yeah, and he knew he had to do something, and he did something. That's the thing. That is the thing. I'm sorry, but in terms of Usman implementing his will, that's what he does. That's what he did to Masvidal in that first fight. He implemented his will there. Yeah. Masvidal tried. He's still trying until the 5th and the 4th, doing his running stuff. He had nothing. Leon has that thing. That's what I'm saying. We were talking in the preview to this. I was saying that stand-up, Leon has the best stand-up in the welterweight division at the moment. I'm sorry,
he has. Usman called that out as well. Usman said that. He said his 1-2s are cleaner. He's cleaner with it, blah, blah, blah. And exactly what I said. Usman said, but I've got the power. That's facts. What I have to give Leon the credit to is, I think, I can't remember, his my side defense of the punches when Kamaru was going in was actually quite effective, because when he was in those compromising positions, Usman wasn't getting those headshots in as clean as he was.
Caboose style.
That was very nice. Like, the body was there all day. But for the headshots, the clean shots, when you go back and watch it, didn't really get him the way he's got other people. Even the uppercuts that he was getting in there, they were going in deflecting of Leon's arms, so they weren't going in full steam, full heat. So that little defense that he was doing, fantastic. Have to give him credit for that as well. And then back to what we discussed in the preview. At the end of the day, it ain't over till it's over, and maybe, just maybe, Kamaru should have gone up another gear and got him out of there before it got to that last minute.
Or for me, you should just circle around.
Yeah, like, circle around. Or keep the pressure.
About Kamaru, like, because he's so invested in trying to, like, put on a show, and maybe the booze got to him as well, Like, there was a couple of times in round 3 and round 4.
But that frustrated me. I think the crowd had as loud as they were, I think it was one of those low IQ crowds, because it wasn't just that fight. I thought the crowd didn't have a clue what was going on. Anytime there was a clinch, boo. Anytime they were on the ground, boo. I was like, come on.
Silly.
It was beyond stupid. And it might have been pound for pound. You need to be thinking of performance as well as results. So it's a good shout.
You've got a minute on the clock, 60 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
Literally, like, all you have to do is run around for like 60 seconds and that's it, and it's finished.
And this is why people don't like Izzy. This is why people don't like Izzy, because
This is what
Izzy's
I love.
game management, his fight management is superb. He never switches off. And Usman, yeah, it was a mistake by Usman. You're right in what you said, APL, in terms of, or maybe it's you, Sog, in terms of the distance. He should have kept on pressing or just circled around sort of thing.
Yeah.
With somebody with as good a stand-up as Leon, you can't go to sleep at any point. Trevor Whitman said it at round 1. No more mistakes, he said to him, because Kamaru made a few mistakes. And if Usman was, if Leon was, just capitalized on it and had maybe more about him earlier on, he could have finished that round. Yeah, he could have finished it. But I'm for me, I'm sad. I'm sad Usman lost. Like, I didn't expect that at all.
I never expected it.
I never.
And what you say, Mad, is true. Like, this is what I love. Like, no one can separate me from my love for Stylebender, because he understands the fight game, like, in its whole totality. Like, he's not going to get dragged into, like, all-out war when he's winning on the scorecards in the last 30 seconds, because there's no need for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas Kamaru, I feel like, because he's such a warrior and he's so... Like, because for the 4 rounds, he had such dominance, he was like, you know what, I've got this guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got him. And like you say, he just slept off. And boom, a head kick came, and that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. But the rematch, here for
his
it.
family as well. I always think about that when you've got your mum, your dad there, your daughter there. I'm like, oh man.
All the crowd. You sent me that. All the crowd. What's his name? Gagey was stunned. Moreno was stunned. All of them man were stunned.
Aldo. I think Luke was in the crowd, but Luke was back in the crowd after his fight. Everyone was just honestly.
And to be honest, I think for the story, for the actual story of where Leon's come from, it couldn't have been better. Like, literally.
You know what? I don't care about my story. Like, everyone's got a story. No, I'm being for real.
Yo, my story. I don't get the story.
No, honestly, like, I get for the build-up, the whole Rocky build-up, where it's come from, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Fantastic. Every single fighter on the UFC roster has come from a background of difficulty. Yes or no?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But Leon's journey, even within the UFC, he's the most unlucky fighter ever. So actually, even we talk about luck, he is granted that little bit of luck, if that's what we want to call it.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah. I agree
and
with
come
that.
on.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what?
UK-based guy.
That's a Marty. It's a good line.
No, I agree with that.
That's a good line, because we did in the preview. We did say unluckiest fighter potentially ever. Exactly. So to spin it on his head and do that, yeah, it's a lot. It's big, big. But wow.
What was saying for the rematch? Because there has to be one, surely, depending on concussion stuff.
APL say it.
And like I put in the group, I need that rematch this year, because we've got the 3 kings.
But 6 months though, no?
What's that?
Yeah. I think it's 6 months.
For what?
Because he's got knocked out, mate.
You don't think it's going to happen this year?
I don't think medically. I don't think he'll get signed off.
It'll be early next year.
Oh, mate. Seriously?
Yeah, 6 months. It'll be early next year.
That's why they were saying Chimaev will have to wait. DC
Has he got concussion?
have to wait.
Has he got concussion confirmed though?
No. I think it's just the protocol for UFC when it's a knockout. They give it 6 months. Yeah. They give it.
But anyway, he was asking Herb. He was like, "No way to Herb." He couldn't believe it himself.
He asked Trevor Whitman what happened. Did you not see when he was on the thing like this? And he asked Trevor, said, "What happened?" And then the camera like panned away slowly. Yeah, watch it again. Like the first few minutes of when he sat on the stool.
Again, great refereeing by Herb, because he knew, he jumped in straight away. There wasn't Leon didn't get there was no hammer fists. There was nothing. He was clean with it. Herb saw, because at the end of the day, like I said, Usman went down with his eyes wide open. The referee could have still been like, "Oh, he's conscious."
It was stiff. You could tell by his toes and stuff.
It's true. But Leon knew. He did know. When we were saying before that, it was a shock. He knew he was knocked out though. That's why Leon didn't even try to.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, when you land that, and like APL said, the stiffness is telling, and there was no genuine bad blood going into that. It's only if there was genuine bad blood that you'd see somebody going in with the hammer fist. Although I didn't understand why they almost tried to create bad blood really late on by not touching gloves, for example, when they were right at the beginning, and then Leon wasn't giving him any eye contact, and Usman was going right up into his face. I was like, do you really need to do all of this? I wasn't sure about that. But yeah,
Usman gets in faces though. He gets in faces.
Yeah,
he loves that.
When they let him.
So what are we saying? Leon's gonna fight somebody else before the end of the year?
No. You just have to wait 6 months. You just have the parade, go back to Jamaica with a bell, all this stuff, all that.
So, you know that UFC like doing crazy things. They're not going to think of an interim, are they?
They can't. Yeah, I mean, they can't. So Chimaev Diaz is what? September? Is it October?
I think it's September. I think
September, and so you got.
I think,
and then you've got 3 months after that. Like, nah, even after that fight, they still need some time. I know it comes at nights to come back very quickly, and that's where us ruling Nate out. Obviously, yeah, it's pointing towards
Nate shouldn't be in this conversation. You shouldn't be. Leon's already.
No, I mean in that fight. I'm not in full number one contender. I just mean in that fight with Chimaev.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think they don't dare. What they've done to Ngannou, they don't dare do that to Kamaru. I'm sorry.
But they've already disrespected him when they took him off the pound for pound #1 list. So it won't surprise me, you know. If Chimaev, if it's a quick one, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
That's what I'm saying.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if Kamaru finishes off Nate super quick. Then it's gonna be like he's gonna be fresh, and then Leon
damage. Yeah, if he takes limited damage, then
yeah. Leon didn't like, as much as he got dominated, he wasn't, beaten up bloody. He didn't look injured off the back of it. Obviously, he's got adrenaline and he's gas. He could have a little bit of a break for a couple of months and then go again. So I'm with APO. I don't think the UFC. I don't know. I genuinely don't. I would not be surprised if
they
December
must
card.
never.
They like to finish the year with a big bang. December card, we suddenly see Leon defending.
But you know what it is? Yeah, next year Kamaru's 36, right? And how long can he go on for?
From that performance, he's still got 4 5 fights left that he's dominating people.
I want him to walk out on top like Khabib type of style. I don't want a young buck to come in and absolutely devour him. Like I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know. Maybe.
So what are you saying? Usman comes back, finishes off Leon, retires.
And just walks away. Like, what's the point? What's the point in fighting Chimaev if he wins? Like, what's the point?
Because people would hate that completely. Yeah. If people don't like Usman now, before this fight, when he's at his pinnacle, after people didn't like him anyway on the come up, they would hate him for walking away because they were like, he's scared. He's not.
Most educated people, or not even educated, most sensible people know that he's one of the best welterweight champions there's been.
Yeah.
So if he comes back and wins it, he doesn't need to prove it to anyone.
No, he doesn't, but I want to see it for sure. And so that's what the other fans are thinking. I want to see Usman versus Khamzat. Yeah, I do.
But deep down, I know Khamzat poses a much bigger threat than Leon does. Do you know what I mean? Like, deep down in my heart, I know Khamzat is a much bigger threat. Maybe because of size, the ground game, all this wrestling, all this stuff. I don't think Usman has as much an advantage overall as he did with Leon. So I don't know.
I still think Usman can, over 5 rounds, I think Usman still got Khamzat. I think you probably want to take Khamzat sooner rather than later. Because Khamzat's still going to get better. So for me, if I was Usman, I'll take him if I'd beaten Leon, I would have been taking Khamzat next, and then that's me done. Now this is elongated everything by an extra year. Maybe by an extra year, but then in that extra year, will Khamzat beat Nate and then beat someone else and then actually have a gas tank to go 5 rounds? That's what would scare me. For me, the sooner Usman gets Khamzat, the better. And yes, he's aging, but I think over 5 rounds, he's still a cardio beast. He didn't slow down at all. Leon, let's talk about his gas tank. He looked gassed. By 2, he looked gassed. Looked done. His mouth was wide open as well. I was like, yo.
That's the main reason why I say Kobe beats him. That's the main reason why I say
but that's a gas tank against Usman. He's done 5 rounds before. We know he can do the 5 rounds. That's against Usman.
Not with the pace Kobe puts on you.
Usman, in terms of, you're right, Kobe's pace is different, but Usman, the pace that Usman put on Leon
from the second round
was scary. For the second round, that was scary. He didn't give him a chance to breathe. For me, I was obviously wanting Usman to win as well, but I was saying, Leon, come on, you need to just let something go. Don't let him back you up on like that all the time. Yeah, I think that was Usman's doing. I think Leon still can do 5 rounds.
I'm not, but my caveat in that is I'm not disputing Leon can't do 5 rounds. I agree with APO. I think the pace of Usman in round 2, for example, would be Chaos's pace for every single round.
Exactly.
Light work. That's what he does. Takedown. Like, I actually personally think it's another level. I think Chaos just slows down because he knows he's met his match in Usman, so it's a little bit more of a tactical takedown rather than just the Chaos. I also have to say, and I think they mentioned it in during the fight on the commentary, mate, like the altitude. I think I've never seen Leon look so gassed that early, and I think maybe he didn't acclimatize to the fact that they're 4.2k up in terms of altitude, where that's light work for Usman because he trains in Denver, which is at a higher level. I think that showed as well in the gas tanks. I think because I've never seen Leon. He was knackered, but round 2 I was like, why is his mouth wide open?
Those takedowns were too easy in round 2.
Light work. It was just like cutting through butter. After how well he did in it was like Lurpak, which is like £6 a tub, by the way, right now. Unbelievable. I'm gonna have to be looking for some fake version. But he was just getting cut through like lightly. After all that amazing work in round 1, I was like, wow, just like that, the difference of 1 round. And now you're just getting taken down.
So are we saying Leon wins the rematch?
No way.
No, I think Usman will be. I think Usman would beat him, but yeah,
we've seen him fight twice, by the way. We've seen him fight twice, so I don't know what Leon can do that's so new.
Yeah, I think Leon will just have to try and nullify the wrestling and just try and have an answer. I think Leon he's come up leaps and bounds from that first fight because I didn't think he'll be able to tackle those
and
takedowns.
He took him down, remember? He took him down.
And he took him down himself twice. I think it might have been.
Once. It was once. In the first round, held him there the whole round. Yeah.
Fair dues. But it was just I think Usman does win it. But Leon has time to correct some imperfections.
I mean, we said it in the group as well. Imagine Usman could submit people. Imagine he had jiu-jitsu.
Long day. That would have been finished.
It would have been over. Because the positions he was putting himself in, I was like, yo, if he knew how to get those chokes in and actually utilize that ground game to submit, that's now the next level for me, for Usman. If he goes there, flipping heck.
He can't beat him. If he goes there, he can't beat him.
If he goes there, he's completed MMA.
Legitimately.
And so that was the only gap where you just think, that's an opportunity.
He so was limited, wasn't he? Like he had some strong positions, but he's limited in terms of what he can do here.
Yeah,
and that's the only thing Khamzat can capitalize on. That's the only thing where Khamzat beats Usman.
Yeah,
nowhere else, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I think we're all going for a.
Hey, fair play to Leon though.
Yeah. Shocked the world.
Did.
My first words.
What I didn't like, he didn't give credit to Usman, by the way. Like he didn't acknowledge him even in the slightest. I don't know. I've not heard. Have you guys heard the post?
I haven't seen the press conference at the end.
I haven't watched it.
But yeah, in the ring, both camps didn't even really embrace. It wasn't just a fight. It was obviously Usman's out of it. You can't really say, "Oh, go and hug the guy." But the camps, I didn't see much dialogue or engagement between the camps as well. There didn't seem to be that respect that we saw in the build-up. It was just cold. It just felt cold. And yeah, back to your point. He was doing the shmoney dance and going around with the Conor McGregor walk and everything. I was like, cringe. I was like, you won off a moment. I get it. You still won.
Stop it. Come on, man. No. I'm not
that way when I'm dominating someone. He didn't dominate anyone.
I'm not here for it. Do you think when Matt Serra beat GSP? Matt Serra wasn't dominating him.
Back to dinosaur age. We're not talking about that. Listen.
But it's still fighting, and we're talking about the reactions. We're talking about the reactions here, so it doesn't matter if we're talking about something that's happened 10, 12, 15 years ago. A guy who's just completed his dream, knocked out the pound for pound king. Are you mad? Are you telling me if you did that same thing, you won't be doing that? Of course, man.
No, be your own man. Be your own man. What's it with following McGregor? What's that about?
Oh, mate, come on. He was taking the mic. It's just reaction. It's just what you do. He's getting a payday, so he knows that's why he's doing the money thing.
This is why UFC's gonna want him to lose ASAP, man. He doesn't speak. First of all,
I thought he was cringe.
It was cringe. It was very cringe.
I don't rate him on the mic at all. Back to APL's point, for the UFC, he's not going to be the most. it's not going to be someone that they're going to push in terms of the marketability, are they? Let's be honest.
How many times can you resell the story of him coming up from Jamaica?
Nah, these guys that
No,
I'm
I mean,
sorry, you guys are violating completely.
No,
And
I
nah, it's not about it.
No, we've gone off the fight now. Fair enough, your head kick is. Now we're on about like how the UFC is going to move forward with their welterweight champion. He's dry.
Hey, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. For me, it's APL. It's not coming from a good place. It's not coming from a good place because with Pena, as collectively, we gave Pena her plaudits. We never said, "Oh, Pena." Like, I mean, we said she was going to get beat in the rematch. Like, so straight after we did in the predictions we didn't afterwards. But like, and this, we're talking about him as a. Yeah, it's not nice. What we're doing is not fair, I don't think. And the thing is, I was watching Izzy. Did you see Izzy's breakdown as it when he was with Tyson Pedro?
No.
So Izzy was saying that because Izzy likes Leon. He went when we came to London. He was out with Leon and stuff.
Partying together. Yeah.
He said Leon in front of the cameras. He says that's not Leon. He says he's more reserved. When he comes out, when he's out off, when the cameras switch off, he's his own man. Like he's there, he's an outgoing guy. That's what Thingy was saying. So I think him celebrating and stuff like that. That's Leon. I think that's the actual true Leon. It's like maybe I can't.
So don't be like AJ, and don't be like AJ. Don't shock us when your roadman comes out when you've taken an L. Show us now.
But we knew everybody knew AJ was just a product from the media. Of course, we knew he wasn't like that in real life. Like
standard Femi, Oluwafemi, Kilo Shele.
We've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence. We don't need to talk about it.
Left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, so.